back into it again. Decided to keep going with the wiring. I think I've got the bolts in that to put the seat belts in, but it's not important at the moment. This wiring stuff is taking up a lot of my time, so I just thinking I'm in a good environment. I've got a heater going, bloody TV, got a wire, but it can't pick up internet. It's got a bloody Starlink bloody router. Wouldn't even be 4 meters away from it, and just too close. I don't know, but it won't even pick up me mobile phone's Wi-Fi, so hotspot. So I don't know what the hell. But I like to have like baffers going or something in the background just to get the vibe up a bit, you know. So yeah, so I'm sorting through this wiring, and I'm not concerned about trying to tuck anything away or make everything tidy. The idea is to identify everything in the engine bay. So where I'm at now, so there's your oil pressure, and then on the subject of sensors, I've got coolant temperature, which is that one there, temp. There's your coil. I've got this mini loom. I think that come off. It's something got to do with I thought that might have been the coil's resistance. There's numerous things it could be for the alternator, but then V8's apparently come with a Bosch built-in regulator. I don't know. It was sitting in the engine bay. I'm sure someone in the comment section will tell me what it's for, but yeah, it's definitely some sort of resistance or regulator, voltage regulator. I don't think I'm going to need that, so I'll just put that aside. But I got on AI and explained what they're used for and identified. The one for the cluster, which is very important because it's pulsed 5 volt, that's been in the cluster somewhere, and I've already tested the gauges. Everything works sweet, except the tacho, can't test that. So yeah, temperature, oil, and these ones here, they used to go down to the transmission. So one of them's for reverse lights, the other one's for the safety for the starter motor. So you go to hit the starter and it's not in gear. So the plug I'll need for that, and once you can simply get from see, there's your factory one there, and there's an aftermarket one. You get it from like Repco Superchip, I think. I'm not sure. I seen them yesterday when I went in town. So yeah, I'll plug them into that, and then I'll set up that on the top loader manual gearbox. But what I've been trying to do is trying to find something like a 12 volt output, switched output that I could use for the Acer Z5 for the ECU. So I was hoping to use the coil one. When you put on ignition, yeah, you got switched voltage, but trouble is, you can see, I think 2 of them, one of them will go directly from the starter and give it like a full-on 12 volt, so you get that cold start help. And then the other one's just like a regulated power, whatever the voltage is for the coil. But I've tested it, it comes up with 11.8 volts. Might be enough to run the ECU, but I'm like, doesn't make sense. It doesn't really matter, really. I mean, there's that source, and there's this other source here in the starter motor. There's your one for the hits the solenoid, start the engine, and this one here, I thought that was something got to do to like when you get this hit the starter motor, you get full on 12 volts to go from there over to the coil, but I don't know why. But this is just constant switch 12 volt, which is ideal, good for the ECU. So at this point in time, that's all I've got. I'm sure I could find something in. I could find something in on the around the fuse box area if I look into it, but a bit of a problem when you got a hoist. You can't always open the doors up properly. But I could easily push the car, go forward or reverse. But I like to have a position where I can get up in the air and do more. So I know I've got for the gearbox. I know I've already got a switch on there, and I found another one that come with a top loader, all the bits and pieces. This one here, so there's that plug again. So that just plugs straight into that plug, I reckon. I think that might be a safety switch for the, I'm not sure exactly which one. Once again, someone in the comment section will be able to help me out there. So yeah, just purely been to identify what's what I can use. So you got this one here, this is for the alternator. So that goes to a charge point that goes to the battery. This one here, that goes to your cluster. oh, not the cluster, once again, those 4 lights up in the middle of the dash, the alternator charge light, so that goes to that. But in order to get to it on the alternator, I'm going to have to take the alternator off, because there's like a plug right in there in the back, according to the instructions. This is like an aftermarket one, Aeroflow. So you got it here. You got this point right there. That's right on the bottom side, so that will go be the charge for the alternator, for the battery, and that one, there's one more in there. Attach earth cable to this terminal here, right? That's what that was for. Right down in there. Interesting. So that's where I'm at. Haven't made any progress today. What I think I'll have to do now, big at hay fever. Get this Aces E-Fi loom and see how it's going to go. Get an idea how it's going to go in the engine bay. So here's your here's a switched 12 volt. So that's ignition key. So that's when I was talking about. That'll activate the relay. This is your 12 volt straight from the battery, so that'll go to the relay. And this one here, fuel pump. So that's got to go all the way to the back of the car to the fuel pump. So yeah, it's really good. Main relay, so that powers it up. Pump relay, yep, the most important ones. The thermo fans, I thought it might have had one for the thermo fans, but no, you got to set that up yourself, which is good. This one's your coil. They're really not very complicated. Fuel pressure sender, no, I don't know what that is. It's got little extras. I've got another little loom that plugs into it somewhere. So you've got extra pinouts. But I've heard of going to me, like one of my old tuners, there's a lot of mixed opinions on these at the moment. People are having bad run with them, but you know what it's like, rumors get out of hand. I remember once I had this Nissan 300ZX twin turbo, the Jap import, and people say they'll blow the heads on them and all this sort of shit, and they're unreliable, blah blah. They probably are if you don't look after them, but yeah, I had one for 3 years and it was a really reliable car. Great car. Just, yeah, you just got to know what the problems are and just address them and be aware of them. This buddy dog, had him in here yesterday, talking on the phone, sitting over here. What's he do? He decides to start bloody on board. Let's start getting up to mischief. So you see a bit of his saliva muck there. He tried chewing these badges off. They are so hard to find. Little shit. Can't leave him unsupervised in here. So yeah, I'm looking at this this ECU. I'll take this dog outside. Look at this ECU, right? So you got the ECU itself. It's going to be mounted somewhere, and then it branches off. Then you got these relays. There's too much of a gap along here, so I'm not about to pull this bloody thing apart just to reorganise it. So I'm thinking what I might do is mount the ECU. Mount it in behind this bloody driving light, mount it there, and then this loom can actually go down. It can branch down from that and then go sort of towards the chassis rail and branch back up. Then I can mount these relays on the inner guard. That way the wiring it's got somewhere to go, sort of goes down and goes back up. And once it does that, got this here, what was that for? I'll put the camera down. That's what I was talking about, 4 additional wires, so you've got extra pinouts. So that'll be really good. That might be for like taco and all that sort of stuff. But then you got the coil, that's another one. That's another one that's sort of in a weird spot. So by the time it branches down and goes to that, it's well and truly. So this goes to the VR. So that'd be your coil. The coil buddy distributor. It gets like a signal. Throttle body, yep, that's alright. Wideband, so that goes exhaust. See, that can almost branch down on top of the motor and go on top of the gearbox. I don't know, I'll work it out, but I'll start off with this, the ECU. I mean, the go mount. I'll look at mounting the ECU there, but I'd have to make like a proper bracket for it. If I mount it, say, I won't pick it up again as a fall down, I'm going to mount that ECU right up around here, up top there. So I'll set it a bit higher where it is now, and then that cable will branch down, then go back up, and then I can mount the relay sort of next to it, and then the rest of the loom that comes off it can go along where these fuel lines go, and go up to the engine. So I've mounted it all up, all the stuff up in here. You got those ECU, the 2 relays, plus the mount up these fuses. I was looking at the coil, right, and I'm thinking, where am I going to mount this coil? I know the factory or aftermarket, this ice ignition lead kit that I bought for this motor to go. I looked into it in detail and figured that'll work with the Aces EFI, the distributor. So I looked at the leads, right, and this one here, ice. So really good lead. The trouble is, it's too damn short. So I think what they do, they usually have the coil mounted over here, but the coil I've got, massive. So I think this is the same coil they use with the Holley Sniper EFI. Yeah, so I'm thinking where would I mount that? And I'm thinking the best spot would be right there. Trouble is, the lead's way too short. So I'm like, right, what do I do? So I've got these lead ends. They sort of look similar to the LS1. They had LS1 coils, I think they're similar, but what I've done, I had to make custom leads for the Escort. So these go into the Escort's rocket cover. So I got these MSD lead kit, 8.5. Superconductor. So I've got the kit, I've got the tool needed to, you can reuse these. It's not less than ideal, but you can reuse these ends. I've got new ones. Once I strip this cover off it, insulator, I'll be able to identify what sort of terminal it uses. Got that to sort out, so I'll go ahead and I'll mount the coil over there. It's a good spot for it. So much room, this engine bay, it's so good. So I'm going through all these, so there's your wideband, one. All I use is one wideband. Gets off the left bank. So that's got to go, I'll run that down, I'll run it beyond the V's, down the top of the transmission. That'd be a good spot to sort of hide it going that way, rather than having any more mess in here. It's getting pretty cluttered. Coolant temperature sensor. That'd be a fuel pressure sensor, I reckon. If I want to use that, I can, yeah, I can rig that up, but it's different. I was looking at, I've got one here, a Bosch one. That does pressure, fuel pressure and temperature. So I can use for oil, various, but that plug's different. So I don't know what it uses there, but I'm not worried about that. That's for like when you're getting real serious. When you get real serious and you want to, you know, monitor everything. Coil, so that's also got a branch. See, and that's a problem. Look at that, too short. Bugger. Plus, it's going to be sitting upright too, so I'm going to have to work out now what I'm going to do. Where am I going to mount that? I could probably mount it. Probably mount it in there, but then the horn gets in the road. There is a way. Might be able to just clock that a bit. Was a variable reluctance. Variable reluctance, that's for the distributor. Got another one here. Can. So that goes to, that goes to this little mini like, what do we call it, like a little tablet dash thing. So it's got heaps of wiring, but trouble is, being a right-hand drive car, I'd say the battery on left hand would have been out this side, so you can mount stuff over here, but then they'd have the same problem. I don't know. It's the way it is, but it's heaps of wiring with it, so that I'm probably going to have something that goes, either goes along here, and then goes through here to where I can view this in the car, or go through this side, but I'm really I don't really want to run anything across here. I'll have to run through here, but this cable's probably not going to be long enough. I don't know. I'll have no choice. I don't think, unless I get a longer cable for it. I don't know. Oh, damn. So hard to keep it tidy. So yeah, I've decided to put the coil there. I was thinking of putting it over near the horn, but I didn't want to muck around the horn bracket. Just leave it as it is. The only downside having it like that is this insulator. It'll go on like that. Possibility of water getting in there, but I think it's still in there pretty dang good. It's not going to be inclined to be much water floating around, I don't think, unless I go through water holes. But so all this stuff here, that earth wire, that doesn't have to go all the way over to drop, so that can, I'll just earth that out. I'll put a nut cert in for that one. Might even use the horn bracket as an earth point. Need to get terminals. Need to go into town. All this stuff here, but that can go across beyond the radiator here, branch off over there. All this stuff here, but I can start plugging all that in and just seeing how it looks. Been looking at like online, do a bit of the shopping, and you know, you can look on Google now to see if any local stores have got parts you need, like electrical components and stuff like that. But I found Super Cheap Auto. They are totally the name Super Cheap Auto. It's not super cheap at all. Like two of these terminals, I could show you where they are. Where it's like that. Two big terminals like that, but I don't even think they're even that big. I think they're smaller. I made another one up. Oh, I can't think where it is now, but shit everywhere. Might be here actually. Yeah, this one here. Two of them was like $13 or $14. I'm like, you're freaking joking, aren't you? That's just ridiculous. Their markup is unbelievable. So what I've been as I was doing the Google search for that terminal, that's come up BCF, and it's like a packet of them for like similar price, like a packet of 6 or something. I'm like, I like going to Super Cheap. I like the vibe of going there. You know, you walk in and it's just a good vibe. You only have to see how many staff members they got walk around the floor to think, you know, something's got to, you got to cover the cost somewhere or another. But I like going to my old auto barn. I love the Repco. They've got this massive Repco store. There's so much stores around here now. It's freaking awesome. But yeah. All right. I'll have to. I want to avoid going into town just yet. I'll just keep doing what I can do here before I have to go in, because I need to get terminals and stuff. But yeah, it can wait for now. So I've got the ignition turned on, and I'm just wired up the Aces Air Fire. So I've just used the terminals of the battery, earth positive, just to get it going. And then in order for it to work, it needs a 12 volt switched ignition key. So first off, I tried using the one that goes to the coil, and it's doing dumb shit. It's flashing. It's obviously there's a bit of voltage drop going on there. And then I tried this other one I was talking about using that goes to starter motor. It's doing weird shit too. So then I go straight to the battery. It's happy then. So she's good to go with a good strong 12 volt source. So that's the problem I've got at the moment. So I think I'll have to move the car backwards. Can't really go forwards. I want the room in the front of the car, and I have to find a good 12 volt switch source. Because all it basically is, once that thing's powered up, you start cranking the motor. Once you start getting a signal from the distributor, it'll start shooting petrol, the motor will start. So as soon as you turn the ignition off, no power goes to the switch source, it all shuts down. So it's pretty simple. Like, it works on its own loom and its own little thing going on. So what I'll do, yeah, I'll just have to find a good 12 volt source. There doesn't appear to be anything in the engine bay. these two wires I was talking about for to power up the Aces air fryer. That's what I've done. I've gone in here. So look at this fuse box. I've got to work out which side's what, as in when you take the fuse out, you want it so that if there's a short, it'll blow this fuse, ignition fuse. So I've just gone through 4 from the bottom, ignition. I've just put the wire just under the fuse there for now. But when it comes to time, I'll have to go across and cut it, just trim this loom back, find the exact wire and hook it up to that. But yeah, it's so ignition off, turn it on. Just gonna check for voltage and make sure it's happy. Yeah, it's happy. It's good. So left hand panel up top, there's your battery voltage. Then you got manifold air pressure map, manifold air temperature 90 degrees, so that's about right. It's 1 below ECT, that might be the coolant temperature. Yeah, 28 to 26 degrees. Yep, that's about right. Air intake control, step motor. Yeah, that's the for idle air control, IAC. Then you got air fuel ratio, ignition advance. One below that, I don't know what the hell that is. Injector pulse width, that's it. Yeah, so all these things you've got to take into account before you start the motor up, especially this one here, manifold air pressure. If that's not right, the computer just have no idea what's going on. But this throttle body, most of this stuff like is built into it, so you have to worry about with the Escort to find out where to put them all over the motor. But yeah, that's all part of one, which simplifies this whole setup. So I'll just leave. Everything's sort of going to be exploded for you now, all the wiring and that. I won't tidy everything up just yet, I'll just leave it as it is, but more or less just get to a point where I can start the motor up and make sure everything's happy. Oh, what else can I show you? That's about it really. I just have to make that lead up before I get too excited. But this is a bloody messy, I'll have to tidy all that up. So I'm here at a BCF, it's freaking awesome. Look at this, pre-made leads, freaking great. That I can make. If they had that in a black, actually it's pretty good value, you know, but if they had that in a black, I could paint it black. Yeah, I'll just have to make them. We're needing them, the alternator, and that the lead that goes to the alternator, probably that. Earth lead goes to the alternator. All this wiring here. Trouble is, I've got 10 amp, 15. I need a minimum 20 amp. I've got massive stuff here. These are all your terminals. Almost half the price is super cheap. I've already got some of these, but that'd be perfect. I'll be getting that. We've only $50 by the time I walk out of here. Adds up quick. So I went to Autobarn and super cheap. Got this from Autobarn. Got this stuff for top loader, right? They use the Penrite guide. You might have seen them when you go to Autobarn. You still got like a big computer screen. You just tap on it, and it recommendations. They come up with this stuff here, and I'm like, the guy sold to me. He's had a lot of top loaders. He's had them for years. The funny thing was, the first recommendation was some 30 grade crap. It didn't even make sense, and then I come up with this on another search. But then looking on, asking AI, and they say GL5 is not to be used with an old top loader because they've got like brass synchros and stuff that this stuff's not compatible. But according to Penrite, it is. So comment section, please enlighten me. So I won't put that in just yet. I've got the receipt for it. I can take it back, but I'll see what you guys reckon. It's more of a, according to AI, it said it's more for like modern transmissions, not old ones. But unless they've got an additive in it that does something that it works with, I don't know. So you reckon, but I'm inclined to probably take that back actually. I don't know, yeah. Yeah, got all these connections. These ones here, they were actually about $7 for them, so way cheaper than super cheap. Them, got this lead, obviously it's the wrong colour. Might just wrap it up in just black electrical tape so it doesn't confuse anyone. Yeah, I've got fuel, 98 octane. So what I can do, I can prime the fuel system up and to see if it seals. Tick that off the list, is done. When I was at the servo, it's funny now, I'm filling up a drum, 98 octane for this Cleveland motor. And then what's next to me, a bloody Ford Falcon XB. I only had a single exhauster, and I thought, I wonder if that's a Clevo or not. You didn't have running when I got there, and you fuel up, took off, yeah, Cleveland. Sound like a little Freo too. Yeah, it's good to see him out. Yeah, being a Sunday, all the old cars getting out and about, it's a good thing. Righto, well, look at this fuel system, see how I can go with that. Just done a detailed search on Penrite's site, and it doesn't say anything about that oil being compatible with a top loader. Wouldn't it come up in the search? Like a new school Mustang, yeah, but not an old one. That's definitely going back. I ain't running that shit. Isn't it? You can't trust no one. I can't trust that machine anyway. So yeah, do my own research. But I'm inclined to take this back and get a proper oil for that top loader. Apparently that top loader, it's been reconditioned in the past. So yeah, definitely don't want to wreck that. So yeah, but expensive gearbox. Do not want to break them. Testing fuel system. Put on ignition. Primed up. I did have a leak. I thought I'd fluke it and not have a leak for a change, but there was a leak. Just at the bottom here, it's dry now. Just that little fitting down there wasn't quite tight enough. So it builds up. Got it set to go to about around 40, 42 psi. So what? If that drops real quickly, you know something ain't right. But it slowly drops down, which is pretty normal, I think. So righto, it's getting fuel pressure. It's a damn shame. If I had the proper oil for the top loader, it'd just be a matter of making a lead, spark plug leads on, and oil in the motor, water in the coolant system. And yeah, shit buddy, I reckon I'll get it cracking. It's shit ass windy outside anyway. If I open that door up, it's just going to be a shit show. I've got this oil here, but it's like, yeah, it's cheap shit. I mean, it's probably good oil, it's just in a different labelling, but I won't do that. Not the top loader. It deserves better oil than that. So, right, I'll find something else to do. I think it's time to make this lead that I need. So, here's the one here that I've already got. So it's way too short. Way too short to do what I need to do. So I have managed to pull one of the ends off, but the other one I went to pull it off and I damaged it. So I just cut it down the back and cut it open. But here's the one the ice kit come with, that one, and here's one MSD that come in the kit. So they're pretty much identical. So you look at the ends. Camera to focus. So here's the end there. So it's just crimped on. And here's the replacements, MSD ones. Pretty much identical. Just got to make sure that you got those little collets or whatever they're called, clips on there. They give it the tension to. I've done a test one and they click on really good. So I've got a heap of spare leads. Yeah, well, I'll show you how I make them. Hardest part's getting this bloody thing on. You have to use a bit of WD-40 just to get enough so you flatten this out and then you push it through to a point there. You're going to get some pliers and pull it back through. Shit, but I've got it through now. It's a matter of crimping this up. Geez, the weather sides up the shit. That didn't sound good. I think it's actually spun. Look at it. Yeah, it looks like it's crimped on there. Take it off. Ah, that went well, that one. Actually, I'll do this other side. I was going to test out a new one here because I lost this one in the past. And it's designed for a mini 8.5mm. Jeez, it's windy outside. It's up to shit. We might open that door. So yeah, I'll do this other one now. Gotta put the other end on, this can be fun. That side went on really easy. So you just roll in the cable through the along the back there. And yeah, it slides straight on now, as long as it's lubed up. Not me 2 hands. So I used the odd grey end. It clips on really good. Carefully make sure it's straight. Oh, it's hard, the whole coil's moving around. Ah, bastard. Can't do it. See, it clips on. No, it didn't. I need to put the camera down. That's it. Goes on. Just got to support it because the whole thing's bloody moving around. So yeah, should work out good. Goes along there. Clips in the top here, and then I'll put just a little terminal, a little insulator just on here to support it there, I reckon. I don't know. I was going to use the factory rocker covers. I even got. Show you the paint. Show you the paint I've got. I got this mixed up. It was on eBay. Cleveland orange engine. So I was going to use that to do the rock covers. These rock covers definitely look the part, but they just go with the Aces. They go with the black theme in the engine bay. The black and the aluminium look. Looks really good. But yeah, I really do like the factory. The factory ones, apparently you're meant to use, when you get aftermarket lifters and rockers and stuff, they reckon that the factory covers, they can conflict with them, but mine seem to clear alright. Yeah, they put spaces under them or something, but I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to put the rockers on now, like the covers on now, or paint it up. Once I paint them up, and that's, I'll just keep on doing for now. But I need a cover for that, like a plug or something, a breather, I should say. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's something on there. I haven't even looked. We all love a good beer. This is not how you pour them. Look at that. Very nice. Morgan's Pilsner. As you can see, she's cracking. The starter motor sounds good. And it sounds good running, but there's something going on with the motor. It's like a knocking sound or something. I haven't got an oil pressure gauge hooked up to it. I know that's stupid. I can't find the bloody thing. I thought I'd give it a quick hit. I've got the factory one set up there. I've tried hooking it up on the starter motor. It makes no noise. Turn it like on starter motor, no plugs in it, just smooth sound. But as soon as you get the motor running, it's like it's got a rattly sound. I don't know if it's a clutch. It's got those clutch type of pressure plate where it's got those weights on the fingers. So the more RPM, it puts more load on the clutch plate, so you get less chance of slip. That's what I've been told anyway. So I'll set the camera up and I'll show you what it sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like shit. I can't set the damn camera up. I want to set it up over here so you can actually hear me start it. I can quickly turn it off. See what you guys reckon, but yeah, it's not good. I don't know why it doesn't do it on a starter motor. I might just take one of the leads off after I start and see if it makes a noise. Righto, here goes. I hate doing this. I just hate it. I've got to hook an oil pressure gauge up. I should have oil pressure. I can't see the problem. The noise is gone. she's got no water in it, so that's about as long as I want to run it. But yeah, that noise is gone now. Don't know what the hell. Must have been building oil pressure, or that's freaking weird. Oh, well, she's a goer. Fuck yes. Might just wrap the video up. I think it's Sunday night. I've got to go to work in the morning, so that's it. She's going. It's a tiny bit of oil leak, sort of on the passenger side or down that area. As expected, there was a bolt on the sump leaking, but she's going. That noise, I think, all I can think of is it just was building oil pressure, but that's pretty fucking sketchy. The motor sounds freaking mint now. Yeah, just need to, yeah, just obviously there's a lot of work to do yet, but yeah, it's going. Yeah, so enough is said. Thanks for watching. Everyone has been following me on this long journey. It's actually starting to look like it's going to be going soon. Like there's not a real lot left to do. Just fiddly stuff really, but yeah, I've just knocked over in 4 days, like the amount of work I've managed to pull off, but yeah. Righto guys, thanks for watching. And yeah, appreciate all the feedback in the comments. I do read the comments, and yeah, it's just freaking awesome. I love it. I'm really happy now. It's like I've hit a bloody I don't know what you call it. Just got to a point now where I feel like, you know, when you've been working for something so long and you finally get a result, it's just worth every moment of putting this car. It's just paid off. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll have another video up for you soon.